technology, or
2, 1, and we are live. Welcome, folks, to the American Movie Podcast. This is your host, Matthew Benjamin. Today, we're going over Star Wars: The Last Jedi. And me and half of planet Earth saw this last night, and it was good. It was good. And so this was one of the most dense of battle scenes. Okay, there was humongous, spectacular aerial battle scenes and in space. I don't even know what would you call them? Not aerial, right? Past aerial. So there was humongous, just huge set pieces like that, and they were extraordinarily good. That's what I enjoyed thoroughly, because there's always been that in Star Wars, but this was chock full of them, okay? And then Luke Skywalker stole the show. Like, he did an extraordinary job. I really, really enjoyed his character the most. And there's so much fanfare inside of this, and it was good. But I'm also not a humongous Star Wars fan, but I can still enjoy it, and I still appreciated it. And I'm going to be gentle, because the Star Wars fan base has more power than the Pope, probably. So I'm going to be very gentle. I'm going to be very nice. But there are some sticking points that I was not a humongous fan of. One, the bad guy named Snoke. Okay, we didn't get really any backstory with him. We just kind of got him shoved in front of our faces, and we were like, okay, well, he's obviously the bad dude. He's got scars on his face. He's disformed, and he has a golden robe that would have got him into Studio 54 in the 70s. So, like, we get this guy. He is menacing. He does hold that character, and I think Andy Serkis did a good job doing Snoke, but it was just, I would have liked a little bit more depth to it, just because I didn't know who Snoke really is or who he was. He looked like a rich tycoon, kind of. And then there was a couple other spots that I just didn't understand. Like, the other antagonist would be Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren, he was a very complicated evil villain, because he was torn, and he just seemed a little bratty as well. He just seemed like he was misunderstood, and he was a bit of a brat, and he was just impulsive. He just kind of ran around and did things that he wanted to do, and it was just like he sacrificed pretty much the Imperial armies winning a battle against the. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil it, but like, he makes decisions with impulsivity. So, like, I just found him not as menacing as well. Like, Darth Vader is he's this powerful character, and he's just the presence on screen is just like, oh man, whoever is about to meet Darth messed up dearly. And then with Kylo Ren, he seems impressionable, and Snoke just seems arrogant. So there's just a few things that the evil villains were all right, but I would have liked more depth, and Kylo Ren was complicated. But the rest of it was very, very good. The CGI was extraordinary. There's some sticking points as well in there, but I mean, that's neither here nor there. It was like a minute or two, and I don't want to spoil any of it, but if you want me to do a spoiler review and kind of explain some of the sequences that I didn't like that were CGI driven, then I'll happily do that. But this is by no means a bad show. If you like Star Wars, you're gonna go head over heels about this movie. It was really, really good. There was a couple. It was long. It was almost 3 hours long. So you're not gonna walk out of theater wanting more. You're gonna be like, okay, they hit all the high notes on everything that I wanted, pretty much. I was really worried about these little itty bitty creatures that were like feathered penguins. I was really worried about those guys. I thought there was gonna be this huge narrative around these guys too, and they're gonna do like these guys right here. Sorry if you're listening on the podcast on iTunes. I just pointed to them. They have these huge bug eyes, and they're feathered, and they're like birds on one of the islands. So, but yeah, the most menacing character I found was Bree from what is it? Bree from Game of Thrones. She's in here, and she is one of the Silver Imperial Army guys. And I found her very, very scary and very, very powerful. And the presence, I think not showing your face holds more presence on the screen, I think. And she's just, the way she handles herself is very stern and powerful and prominent. So I did like her a lot. So, but all the action pieces were amazing, man. And Yeah, it's by no means a bad movie, but if you're not a fan of Star Wars, I think you would like the action in it. Like, it's a very entertaining movie as well. It's just like it's a very watchable movie. But there are there's some paths that they take where, and some of it looked kind of like they went to Earth a couple times. So there's like a few points in there, but I mean, it was by no means bad. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to spew hate on Star Wars, because I don't want to meet the demon and cross you guys, man, because I feel like there's a humongous base with you guys, and I understand why. What I absolutely do love about it is the wide sequences of lightsaber action. They needed more sequences with lightsaber fighting, whereas this wide pan, full body, and you get to see these people or Jedis or whoever, no spoilers, square up, and they just have everything ready, and it's the side view, and they just go at it, and that was amazing. I remember sitting back and be like, this is awesome. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that, and I'm a huge fan of those dueling like lightsabers, and I thought all of the Imperial Army guys were amazing. Like, they have improved those guys to the utmost. They're not bland and white. There's like different variations of them, and it's very, very cool to see. And I thought all of the sheer spectacle of everything was incredible. So you want to see this on the big screen for sure, because it's on the big screen, you get this humongous immersion of just getting put inside the element of the movie. Like, you are in the movie for sure. Like, there's nothing that really sticks out. Everything is just elaborate, and everything is clean, and everything looks purposeful. So that was cool. So I did enjoy that. It's very watchable, and if you're not a fan, you'll still probably enjoy it. And if you don't know the story, you might be a little lost, but because there's a lot of call-tos to the actual previous 7 movies. Of course they do that. I mean, it's a huge, dense narrative. They're gonna reference back to it, but it was. What I found interesting is that there's equal portions of the story developed on almost all the characters. There's not like it's not a first-person view, and you're pretty much following one person throughout the entire thing. You pretty much get an even distribution between all the people, which I thoroughly enjoyed. You don't get bored, or there's like some sort of lull where you're just following this one person the entire time, and they're like, what do we do next? And then it's cut to, and then you're still with this guy or girl. So I did like the even distribution of that. That was cool. That was it's something you don't really see that much. Usually there's a main solid character that we are carried with throughout the entire movie. But so that I did enjoy. All of the set pieces were amazing. Carrie Fisher was amazing in there. Yeah, you get to see everybody. And Kylo Ren was a little bratty, but hey, he's got family issues. That's fine. That's fine, man. So thank you so much for watching. This has been Matthew Benjamin with the American Movie Podcast. If you want to support the podcast, just review us on iTunes. That would help immensely. All of those reviews help. And don't forget to subscribe and like. A lot of good stuff to come. Let me know if you're going to go see this movie, or if you saw this movie and what you thought of it. I thought all of those little salt foxes, those were cool in there too. So I'm not spoiling anything. Let me know if you want a spoiler review so I can kind of elaborate on the it was just nitpicky. It wasn't even a big deal to me. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, folks. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, 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 bye. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. May the Force be with you.
I've been frozen for 30 years, okay? Throw me a frickin' bone here.
Snap out. What a hot old